Let's begin with basketball and with the Los Angeles Lakers. They were in action against the Denver Nuggets at the wee hours of today, and that was a loss for the Los Angeles Lakers as they were without talisman LeBron James, who sat out due to a sore ankle. And it was 122 to 109 points victory for the Denver Nuggets. Now, for the Nuggets, the win was their 11th straight home win, and more importantly, they are closing in on their 12th win in a row, which is a record for the franchise, held back as at 2018. What a time to be a Gunner. For most Arsenal fans, this is definitely the best season they've had in since when? Probably the 2003 season where they went invincible, talking about the unbeaten run in the Premier League. This time around, it feels different. Arsenal were in action. Yes, yesterday it was the FA Cup third round, and they needed to defeat Oxford to be able to book a place in the fourth round, and they did that just in style. 3-0 it ended in favor of Arsenal, although the scoreline is not a true reflection of how difficult it was for Arsenal Football Club. 3-0, yes, flattery, but the first goal didn't come until well over an hour mark in the game. 63rd minutes thereabouts, that's when the first goal came in. So Oxford were definitely no roll over, as it were. El Neni, the Egyptian, scoring one of those rare moments he gets to score a goal, but that was a well-placed header, and Nketiah rather with two well-taken goals to further boost his profile among the Gunners faithful. So it's Arsenal against Manchester City in the fourth round of the FA Cup. You have to give credit to Oxford as well, who did a bit in trying to hold Arsenal at bay, but the gulf in quality between both sides was evident, and at the end of the day, Arsenal prevailed. Yet another move towards a cup trophy. Let's move away from there now and turn our attention to something else, and that has to do with women's football. The United States soccer has definitely been in the eye of the storm recently. We know just a few days ago you had the United States soccer investigating its head coach, talking about the men's national team. But we're talking about women's football, and that's about the NWSL, which is the National Women's Soccer League, the female top division for women's football in the United States of America. The latest is that the National Women's Soccer League has issued live bans to 4 coaches, and this is following an abuse and misconduct investigation that was conducted in the league over the past 1 year. Now, the 4 coaches who have been banned from the NWSL for life are former North Carolina coach Paul Riley. You also have the former Chicago Red Stars coach Rory Dames, former Washington Spirit coach Richie Buck, and former Racing Louisville coach Christy Holly. All 4 coaches have been banned from life, and remember that the investigation involved 780 current and former players of the National Women's Soccer League being investigated. Well, let's move away now from female football and talk about a player who brought smiles to so many people. Gareth Bale, yes, he announced his retirement yesterday, but we'll just be assessing the Welshman's greatness. That those who have argued is the greatest Welsh footballer of all time. Well, that's a discussion that would definitely generates debates for and against, especially when you consider the likes of Bobby Charlton of Manchester United. You consider George Best, also of Manchester United. A whole lot of Welsh players who have excelled so well. Anyways, for Gareth Bale, let's just take a look at his trophies stint with Real Madrid, especially 5 UEFA Champions League titles, 3 La Liga titles. We have 4 Club World Cup titles, not forgetting 3 UEFA Super Cups, 1 Spanish Cup, 3 Spanish Super Cup. That shows you that he had a trophy-laden stint while at Real Madrid, and he scored over 100 goals even at Real Madrid as well. Well, let's wrap up the show now with a bit of NFL, and that's about Damar Hamlin. Yes, the NFL star has been in the news for, well, not the wrong reasons, but for his medical condition. Suffered a cardiac arrest just about 8 days ago, and in that regard, you had so many people across the world of sports showing love to him. The latest is he's been discharged from the hospital in Cincinnati, talking about the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, a week after his cardiac arrest, and he will continue his rehabilitation right there in Buffalo at an unnamed hospital for the time being.